A few minutes later, the lights were off. The city lights painted silver lines across the ceiling. The silence stretched between them. But it wasn't awkward anymore. It was warm. Comfortable. And just before she fell asleep, her voice came through the dark. Jace? Yeah? Thanks for coming. He didn't reply right away. He just turned his head slightly toward her side of the bed and said, You're welcome, Arya. When she blinked awake the next morning, it took her a few seconds to remember where she was. The hotel. The business trip. The meeting that ran late. And she turned her head slightly.
Jace.
Still asleep, on the other side of the bed. One arm tucked under the pillow, chest rising and falling in a steady rhythm. His dark hair was a little messy, and the early sunlight streaming through the curtains gave him this soft golden outline that made him look peaceful. She watched him for a second longer than she should have, smiling sleepily to herself. Then she carefully slipped out of bed. Later, hotel breakfast lounge. The scent of fresh coffee, warm pastries, and eggs filled the air as she walked into the lounge downstairs. She grabbed a plate and started picking at the fruit and croissants when she felt a presence behind her. Morning, came his low, freshly woken voice. She turned, smiling. Hey, you're up. Jace looked like he barely survived the night, his hair slightly tousled, black t-shirt, and a hoodie thrown over it. He looked casual, tired, and annoyingly, still stupidly attractive. You slept okay? She asked, trying to sound nonchalant. He raised an eyebrow. Better than I expected. See? She grinned. Told you I make good sleeping company. He didn't answer, just smirked, shook his head, and grabbed his own plate. A few minutes later, their table. They sat across from each other by the window. She was cradling her second cup of coffee, eyes half-lidded but content. He buttered a piece of toast with mechanical focus, then said, without looking up, You always this quiet in the mornings? She looked at him over her mug. Only when I feel comfortable. He glanced at her then, just for a moment. Their eyes met. Something unspoken passed between them. You? She asked back, resting her chin in her palm. He shrugged. I usually don't do breakfast with anyone. Well, she said softly, guess there's a first time for everything. The city buzzed outside the glass, but inside their little corner it felt quiet and safe. No bodyguard, no heiress, just two people eating breakfast, slowly melting the distance between them. Not with confessions, not with kisses, just being there.